What is up, Sexy Beast? Crazy Rabbit here, and today we're just going to be comparing the M1 from Zombies in Spaceland to the M1 Garand from World at War, so let's go ahead and get this shit started. So we're not going to be comparing them on round 50 or scene 50 just because they're completely different developers. Normally when it comes to Treyarch weapons, I'm okay with doing like a World at War weapon versus a Black Ops 3 weapon, but since it's Treyarch and Infinity Ward, I really don't think that would be fair for this series, so we're just going to be comparing like the fire rate, recoil, hipfire, and everything else like that. So to start it off, I'm going to let you guys watch and listen to each of these weapons just so you can sort of get a feel for it, so here you guys go. So the M1 from Zombies in Spaceland reminds me of like a mini pocket cannon. It has a really deep sound to it, and the M1 from World at War actually sounds like an M1 Garand, just because, if you guys didn't know this, back in the day when they were actually making World at War, they went to a firing range and actually shot every single one of these weapons, so that way they could actually get the sounds for each of these weapons, instead of nowadays where they mainly just computer generate it. So that's why they kind of have two completely different sounds, and in all honesty, I prefer the World at War one. I'm not trying to say that the Zombies in Spaceland sound is bad, I'm just saying that, me personally, I prefer the World at War version. Now when it comes to looks, I definitely love how it looks in Zombies in Spaceland. It looks so smexy. If I could have the World at War sound with the Zombies in Spaceland looks, that would be awesome. Now granted, the only reason for this is because it's 8 years later, and of course the graphics have improved just slightly. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is going to be the fire rate. Now I believe both of these have set fire rates, which means you can only fire them so fast. Even though they are semi-automatic, you can only pull a trigger so fast. And I believe you can actually fire the M1 from World at War just a tiny bit faster than you can with the Zombies in Spaceland one. So I do think the M1 Garand from World at War has a faster fire rate, but I believe there was this problem back in the day with single fire weapons that had set fire rates to where every now and then if you try to fire it too fast, the gun will like hesitate and you'll actually end up firing slower. They have fixed it nowadays in CODs, but I don't really remember when they actually fixed it, but I remember it was a problem back in World at War and Black Ops 1. If you tried to fire a single fire weapon that had a set fire rate too fast, your gun would like hesitate sort of, and you wouldn't be able to keep firing it. It would like hesitate for half a second, and then you can keep firing it, just so that way it can definitely make sure you're firing it at the set fire rate. So you still have that problem with the World at War M1 Garand, so every now and then, if you try to fire it way too fast, you're going to find yourself actually firing it slower. So in that regards, I would kind of say these weapons and fire rate are even. And even if you throw on attachments, the results are going to be the same. The attachments that I actually have on are the red dot, the extended mags, and everything else that makes your gun a lot more powerful. Those are kind of the attachments I want to go with, anything that can make this M1 way more powerful. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is going to be the reload speed. So when we compare both these reloads side by side, the World at War one is definitely a little bit faster. It looks like they're the exact same animation, but it just seems like you can get back to firing faster with the World at War version than you actually could with the Zombies in Spaceland one. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is going to be the hipfires. So when we compare both these hipfires side by side, the World at War one definitely wins. I mean, just look at those reticles. Those reticles are really, really tiny with the World at War one compared to the Zombies in Spaceland one, which is a little bit bigger. And even if we have attachments on the M1 from Zombies in Spaceland, the World at War's hipfire is still going to be better. Honestly, you really don't even have to aim down sights with that World at War version, because when you hipfire with that weapon, as long as you're not moving, those reticles are so small, it's honestly like you're ADSing. Alright, so the last thing we're going to be looking at with these unupgraded versions is going to be the ammo. So when it comes to ammo, the World at War version is going to hold 8 in the clip and 128 in stock, which is very, very bad compared to a lot of weapons we have nowadays. And the Zombies in Spaceland version is going to hold 10 in the clip and 100 in stock, and if we actually have attachments on it, it's going to hold 15 in the clip and 105 in stock. So when it comes to the unupgraded versions, there's really not that big of a difference when it comes to ammo, mainly just how much they can actually hold in the clip. The World at War version does carry a little bit more ammo, but nothing too impressive to where it actually just gives it a huge advantage. Alright, so now we're going to be looking at the upgraded version, so I'll let you guys watch and listen to both of these, so here you guys go. So when it comes to the upgraded versions, I'm going to have to say I love both the looks and sound of the Zombies in Spaceland version. I still do like the original World at War Pack-a-Punch camo, like that sort of chrome feeling to it. I like that, I just wish they would have done something with the wood, because that wood kind of turns me off. And the sound is alright, I just still prefer the M1 from Zombies in Spaceland. So when we look at the fire rate and reload speed of both these weapons, nothing really changes there, the results are kind of the same. And if we look at the hipfire, this is actually where the Zombies in Spaceland one just sweeps the World at War one. So when you actually pack punch the Zombies in Spaceland M1, it gets this cool ability to where anything that's in those reticles is going to get hit. So no matter where the zombie is, as long as a part of him is in those reticles, you're going to hit him. So basically you have 100% accuracy as long as the zombie is in that area. So definitely when it comes to the Hipfire, even though the M1 has a small reticle, which basically means you're always going to be accurate, you still may miss every now and then, and with the M1 from Zombies at Spaceland, as long as the zombie is even in that area, you're going to hit it regardless. So the M1 from Zombies at Spaceland is definitely the winner. And when it comes to ammo, this is where the M1 from Zombies in Spaceland again just sweeps the World of War version. The World of War version is going to hold 12 in the clip and 150 in stock, while the Zombies in Spaceland version is going to hold 30 in the clip and 300 in stock. When you have attachments on it, it's going to hold 45 in the clip and 450 in stock. It just holds so much more ammo than the World of War version. Like, the World of War version isn't even a viable option. I would never get the M1 Garand. Just don't even really worry about it. It may be accurate, but it just doesn't carry enough ammo. While the Zombies in Spaceland version carries a fuck ton of ammo and it's extremely accurate, and it has that cool ability to where anything in those reticles is going to get hit. Now, we can't bash the M1 Garand from World War II hard because it was the first zombie game, really. They were kind of experimenting with weapons and how they wanted to portray them and how good they actually wanted them to be, how much ammo they should actually give wall weapons. So we really can't hate on it too much. It generated the MX Garand from Black Ops 3 and actually gave us this weapon in Zombies in Spaceland, so I would say it's a plus. It did its job, it gave us some cool weapons in the future. So when it comes down to it, which weapon do I prefer? I'm definitely going to have to go with the Zombies in Spaceland version, just because it is an overall better weapon. Yes, the World of War version is nostalgic and gives me nostalgic boners every time I think about it, but it's still just nowhere near as good as the Zombies in Spaceland version. So I'm very curious to know which one do you guys prefer, and if you guys could, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Peace!